All right, real quick, it's yours truly, Mr. Taliaferro. Before the video starts, it would mean the world to me if you follow me on Twitter, Instagram. That's how my business grows. At is Mr. Taliaferro on your screen right now. When you follow and subscribe to me, you become one of the pharaohs. That's how I talk business, and that's how you support a young hustler out here getting it. All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? So rarely has Drake ever addressed Quentin Miller, right? Maybe a time or two, but I really don't count those interviews because Drake only does those interviews in controlled settings. I don't really be feeling Drake interviews, bruh. If you're gonna do press, go do all the urban big platforms in New York, or at least a couple of them. Don't be trying to skimper around, go do Ellen and go do Zane Lowe. Nah, bruh. So this is the first time that Drake, outside of like saying, yo, you getting bodied by a nigga fighting ghostwriting rumors, this is the first time we've heard Drake actually speak on this Quentin Miller's situation in a rap extensively, right? For those who don't remember, Meek Mill, back in 2015, I believe. The story is that Drake sent over a verse to Meek Mill on a record that we now know as Rico, off of Meek Mill's Dreams Worth More Than Money tape at the time. And Meek Mill was high, he was on drugs, and he acknowledged this. So him and his homies was listening to the verse that Drake sent over. And the verse is kind of like a dude talking about how, yo, he could have your chick. And Meek Mill was fresh in his relationship with Nicki at the time. So Meek and his team thought Drake was dissing him on their own record. Like this was Drake and Meek Mill's record together. Rico was hard, by the way, until they killed the buzz of the damn record with Beef. So Meek Mill's like, yo, what the fuck? This nigga dissing me on my own record? He was high. So he hit up DJ Drama, who kind of put this connection together. And Drama was a mutual friend of both Drake and Meek's. So he hit Drama up and was like, yo, this nigga dissing me on my own record? Like, what's this shit about? And Drama kept telling Meek, he's not dissing you, bro. Trust me, I know for a fact. And Meek wouldn't let it go. So Meek was like, yo, how you know? How you know? I'm about to diss this nigga. I'm about to say something about this shit. And Drama was like, bro, just trust me. I know, nigga. He ended up saying, look, I'm going to diss Drake on Twitter or something. I'm going to air this nigga out. I think it's a shot at me. And then Drama finally said, bro, I know it's not a diss because it was a reference record. There's a reference track to it. Drake ain't really give you no fresh bars, nigga. It was a reference track off somebody else who wrote it. That somebody else was Quentin Miller, who does write behind the scenes, and he's an artist himself. Salute to Quentin Miller, right? So at that point, Meek, who again was high on drugs at the time, I think he was addicted to opioids at the time, he was like, wait, this nigga don't write? This nigga saying he the best? Because remember, around 2015, Drake was popping that issue about being the best in the game, right? So Meek was like, yo, this nigga don't write. I know niggas who died over this shit like Pac and Biggie, and this nigga don't even write. So Meek goes on to air Drake out on Twitter. We get 2 diss records from Drake later, charged up back to back. You know the history. It ain't a world tour, it's your girls tour, Twitter fingers, all that type shit, right? So I really haven't heard Drake just extensively air Quentin Miller out, or not just air him out, but discuss that situation in great detail until we hear this record, a diss record called Duppy Freestyle, because Drake is tired of people throwing jabs at him about this reference track shit, right? Pusha T was the latest to throw a jab at it on his Infrared record, right? Which is, there is a Drake diss on it when he was like, the lyric penning equal to the Trumps winning. The bigger question is how the Russian did it. It was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin. Drake wasn't feeling that, so he addressed that on the Duppy Freestyle. And this is where we hear Drake discuss Quentin Miller. He said, and as for Q, man, I changed his life a couple times. Nigga was at Kroger working double time. Y'all acting like he made the boy when I was trying to help the guy. Yeah, who gassed you to play with me? Man, you made this shit easy as ABCs. Whoever supposedly making me hits but then got no hits sound like they need me. Push up. My hooks did it. My lyrics did it. My spirit did it. I'm fearless with it. Yeah, I really shouldn't have to give you none of my time because you older than the nigga that you running behind. And I'm going to leave it at that. Listen, Drake is saying, yes, he's acknowledging for the first time, yes, there is some truth that I probably got some bars from Quentin Miller. But he's like, yo, y'all making it seem like the, and I don't know, you can kind of leave this up in the air Because part of me like Drake, like you kind of acknowledging that a nigga is writing your raps, nigga. Like you just kind of said that in so many words, which ain't cool. But at the same time, Drake's, I guess, trying to kind of package this up as, yo, he might have wrote a bar or two for me. It was like a little quick reference, but nothing too serious. My thing is, Rico was a rap track. In my opinion, like, I'm cool with Drake getting help on the Hotline Blings, those type records, because they're poppy, right? But when you're getting help on records like Rico, which is a straight rap record with another rapper on it, I got a problem with that, bruh. You can't be claiming you the best when you getting help on them bars in those type records. And I know people say I ride for Drake, but I'm going to call it like I see it. I don't have Drake as my top rapper in the game. I think Drake does more hip-hop stuff than anyone else. Him and Kendrick keep it all the way hip-hop. But let's make it clear. Drake, if he's not writing his shit, he's not even in my top 5, top 10 conversations. I don't know where to put Drake, to be honest with you. And I do have those thoughts in the back of my mind every time I bring up Drake in the conversation as top lyricist. It's like, yo, this shit is fire, but nigga, we don't know if you wrote it. Again, on the pop stuff, I'm fine if he wants to have help. But when you're talking about rap, I got to know that you writing your shit. And Meek Mill, that's why I think Drake should never be cool with Meek. Because Meek Mill, at the bare minimum, put those thoughts in the back of our heads as hip-hop fans. Like, yo, damn, this hard, but did you write it, though? Hashtag, did you write it, though? So Drake airs out Quentin Miller. And by the way, give Quentin Miller some credit. He was a good sport about it. He hopped on his Twitter account and cleared up. It wasn't Kroger. It was Publix, just for clarity. Salute to Quentin Miller. He's been honestly a good sport about a lot of this shit. Even though he's had like some personal altercations with Drake and Meek Mill over this shit, I felt like for the most part he's handled it to the best of his abilities. As his profile has gained because he's a ghostwriter. For some reason it feels like a negative connotation behind it. I don't know why it feels that way. But Drake in detail discusses Quentin Miller on a rap. He's like, yo, I changed that nigga life. What y'all think? Y'all talk to me in the comment box below. I'm not giving Drake a pass for using Quentin Miller on a rap record, bro. Rico was a rap record with another rapper on it, bro. I'm straight, bro. I don't know about that. Y'all talk to me. Give me y'all opinions. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now, you're turning up on MrTaliaferro.com, shawty.